you know, hey-ho, we'll get by. We start off on Acropolis. Honestly, this map's grown on me quite a lot. It feels very similar to Ascension to Aya in a few ways. I'll talk about that in a moment. Apparently Kira doesn't like it so much, as he sends an SCV across the map right away. He's the red Terran in the top left-hand side of the map. Bottom right-hand side, we have got the pink Protoss player Zest, looking to see what he can get up to in the next few moments. SCV coming along, and looking to see what's going down. What's up, RF Spades, coming in with the Twitch Prime sub. Thank you so much for using your Twitch Prime on the channel. Let's see that Rax dropping down here from Kira. And we get this started off. Yeah, I just really feel like the third into this low ground base and the high ground middle of the map feels very like Ascension to Irie. I kind of realized this yesterday. I was like, whoa, what's that? Like, it's kind of weird how how much it kind of looks like that, right? So, yeah, it's interesting. It's not like a repeat of Ascension to Irie. It's very different. Just the initial few bases in the middle of the map kind of reminded me of that a little bit. So, what's up, Hoopster with the Twitch Prime sub as well? Comes in and says, back in the club. Thank you so much for that Twitch Prime. And RF Spades with that Twitch Prime 2 says, got your Wardy, keep up the good work, buddy. Thank you so much for the support. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much. As that's a tech lab. So this is a double racks. Now, by building the racks across the map and getting a tech lab there, you get a couple of Marauders out, some concussive shells going. And this becomes a 2 racks push where you look to attack with Marauders and Marines and see what's going, see if you can get some damage done. The concussive shells can catch a unit or so off guard as well, and becomes very, very powerful. Hoops at you for the 2 months on the Twitch Prime. Oh yeah, Twitch is bugging out, isn't it? Letting you resub all the time, apparently. Thank you so much for the 2 months, buddy. Appreciate it. So yeah, set up into this and seeing where we go with it. Kira's Marine pops out, another one on the way. It's a very large map to push across with other units, though. Well, an SCV's still over here as well. We'll probably just come forwards with those Marauders. Zest opting for the Stargate now. Cybercore is done, and so the Warp Gate can start up. And yeah, the Cybercore just getting that Warp Gate going here in the early stages. Is Naruto not in here? Sheet. We see a few SCVs and Marines coming out and heading out in towards the center. 2 Marauders coming down the right. I mean, a few extra SCVs are pulling, so he's just waiting for a little bit longer before he attacks. I don't know if there's enough here, like, to actually hold on. He's going to lose the first step. There's no shield battery. Bunker comes down, and I think Zest is in a lot of trouble. He has no idea this is happening. And Kira shows up with the first Marauders, kills an Adept, and is now going to kill the Pilot. An Oracle was in production and is about to pop, so an Oracle here, but now the Marines show up. Well, there isn't enough anti-air to kill an Oracle still. But if the bunker finishes and you get the Marines in the bunker, and Zest is going to wait as well, Marines in the bunker, I think, become unkillable. Oh, Marauder proxy from Kira is looking very good right now, because he's going to kill the natural. Now, obviously, he doesn't have a natural expansion of his own. As those SCVs, Marines and Marauders move to the high ground. There's a second shield battery building here. The Oracle comes in, decides to come mid forwards. The Marines will want to try and target that Oracle down, but this might just be the moment where he's committed a little bit too far forwards. He gets a few probes because of it, though, so it's not all doom and gloom. He's still rallying 1 Marine across the map at a time. He needs something at home to defend from the Oracle if it counterattacks. 2 Oracles now can get so many SCVs if they just went across the map, but of course, you need to be able to be safe enough to do that, right? And the Oracles were a big part of why these units maybe couldn't push up further onto the ramp. Another shield battery has finished here, so it's double shield battery to defend the pylons here as well, so they can't be unpowered or anything. Oracles again going to pull out back in towards the center. As you are going to be seeing the Twilight Council just dropping down. A couple more gates getting placed as well. So couple more gateways coming down. Cyclone is about halfway done. The starport finishing as well. The Marauders still having a pretty good time here, man. They've made it all the way into the main. They are going to get cleaned out. Obviously, Kira felt as though it was time just to dive them in. I feel as though maybe could have been a bit safer with them. I mean, factoring the starport now, especially because he isn't going into expansion yet. He's still maybe looking to follow with more aggression, so keeping those Marauders a little bit safer might not have been such a terrible idea. Now Triple Oracle can one-shot SCVs, and against the Cyclone will die pretty quickly, like surprisingly quickly, I think. So here you go. Oracles across the map. Gonna dive right in. I mean, 2 Marines and the Cyclone becomes a bit more expensive, and they were actually pretty well positioned too. Now the 2 Oracles try and chase back in. Now you've taken too much damage. A Viking shows up as well, and that's going to be a good shutdown. Zest, fortunate to keep the Oracles alive, actually. That one in the middle should have probably gone down, but just keeping it alive. Nicely done, at least from Zest there. I can't believe these Marines keep running through the map like 1 or 2 at a time. The Oracles haven't found any of them. SCV's trying to repair this bunker up and just keep the Marines in it alive a little longer. Tries to step forwards towards the damaged Stalker. Doesn't quite get it though, as that barracks is going to start making its move back home as well. Nothing crazy like building a tech lab or keeping the tech lab and trying to build stim. We have seen people do that before with this build, where they actually do just build stim off of their proxy racks, and you'd be surprised at how often and how well it works. As we are just going to be seeing those couple Cyclones sat out in the center at the moment. Racks starting up then. Obviously you want some extra racks here to start up that tech labs, because you do want to get bio upgrades at some stage. All said and done, Zest obviously down in Nexus is not pretty, and he is down on income a little bit because of that, but at the same time I'd still say it's not really the end of the world just yet, right? Like, the worker count is still 32, so he's just long distance mining, so he's got that Nexus back up. He'll have an okayish economy. And I look at what Kira has. His stim and combat shields are going to be super late. And I guess Zest tech is kind of super late as well beyond that. Well, he has Blink, right? So, not really. Oracles and Blink. I mean, Blink's in, gets 1 Cyclone right away. He actually gets both of them, but loses an Oracle. There's no real area to jump up into the main base with the Stalkers here with Blink. There's just not really enough space anywhere. This map's very safe in terms of your main base. It's very well protected. Just gonna see a couple Oracles still hanging out. He has the Revelation, so he sees what's here. There's no warping pylon on this side though, otherwise maybe adding a few Stalkers he could potentially jump onto that siege tank. He'll make the play in towards the natural mineral line just as a mule drops. Oh my god, how painful is that? You drop a mule and it dies instantly to the Oracles. It's like, you drop it as the Oracles approach, come into your screening, like, oh no, and then obviously you can't micro it away until it's out, and then the Oracles are already there, and well, that was just a real shame. So yeah, it does feel like Zest is kind of turning this one around a little bit at the moment here, right? Like, he's sat here with a few Stalkers, a couple of Oracles are heading up to the top. Zest is looking pretty good at the moment, I think. You do see a couple more Marines Marauders in the tank from Cure, gathering up on the natural. Oracle's going to fly in towards the main base here. CV is just mining away quite comfortably at the moment. +1 attack, combat shield, stim pack, all of this on the way up from Cure. So continue to get this going. We do have the Oracles of Zest continue to come down the right hand side. Nexus finishes up on the 3rd base, another pylon coming into play as well. I mean, all of this just done because Zest has the map control to keep Kira back, although now Kira has a large army. And obviously with Stim and so on coming up, it's getting to that stage where Kira is going to be able to capitalize a bit on the army that he has. Over double the army supply at the moment, actually. So Zest really needs to get on point with producing some units. Now, he has a lot of gateways in the main. So that'll obviously help, and a big warping of Zealots to begin with here. But is it only going to be Zealots? Like, is that all he's got to produce now? And I guess he'll add some more Stalkers as well, because he still does have some money. Wants to bait these units for us. Oh, this is brilliant. Great bait there with the Stalkers. Forces these units to come down into the Stasis Ward. And that buys him that little bit of extra time to build even more units here. So that helps a lot. The Stalkers will blink in and chase that medevac away from the top side. Clever Revelation drops down from Zest. Grabbing a little bit more of that bio. Again, the army just coming over to the right. Zealots and Stalkers getting set to fight into this once again now. Pure is still pulling down the right side. Widowmine will burrow up once again. And again, the Bioforce just pressing in. The Zealot's going to start charging into it. And we are going to be seeing just a single Zealot in the front. Gets blown up by that Widowmine. So it's going to keep on charging through here. And still trying to get on top of this. Stalker's blinking up to the top side as well. I mean, Zest is still struggling in army supply, right? And maybe the repercussions of that early game, all of that, a little bit of a time where Kira had that income lead. Maybe that's starting to really be seen right here now. These units continue to press forwards here. Widowmine's going off all over the place. We are going to be seeing Stalkers continuing to fight as well. Picks off the siege tank. Siege tank going down. Oh, I mean, that's nice and all, and he's still got zealots left. And if he's got zealots left, I kind of still want to believe. Charging forwards once again. He's got 2-2 upgrades coming up behind it. And he is whittling away at this army supply of the Terran. It is getting closer and closer. It's just going to run out of steam, this army from the Terran play, isn't it? The medevacs don't have energy anymore. The bio units are running out of health. The Stalkers just keep blinking back wonderfully. And Zest's control is absolutely insane. Really well done to hold this off. And now the army supply is even up. Zest is on his way towards 2-2 and all the rest of it. Now it's starting to look very good for Zest here. Very, very good indeed. You press in, Stalkers. Not quite finding that Marauder just yet. Zealots and Stalkers from Zest still hanging out on the right-hand side. Oracle comes through, drops down the Revelation. The Bio getting hit by this. The Marine gets taken down. Stalkers blinking back once again. I mean, as soon as you get the Zealots in the front, just need to split away from the Widow Mines, which actually does pretty well so far. He's going to get the medevac kills as well. I actually thought he targeted the medevac there, but he missed it. Continue to press forward. Stalker's still just chasing down. I mean, another blink ready in a moment. That's definitely this time should be a dead medevac. Right, boom, blinks for it. Gets it. That Widow Mine there is visible as well. And Zest has just absolutely tipped this game on its head. Absolutely not what was expected, I don't think. Complete turnaround, and that's GG. Zest takes game number 1 against Cure. Cure's chances in this group just fall further and further away right now. So, to the top left-hand side, our pink Protoss player, this is Zest. And to the bottom right, our blue Terran is Cure. So game number 2 of this series. Kicking this off, getting this started. Just seeing what's going to be happening. This probe's getting chrono boosted out. Getting Gateway on the way up, and yeah, truly just getting this underway in the next couple of moments. So probes popping out all over the place. Gonna see the racks dropping into the main base as well. Collision Course is this map that has these interesting, like, very narrow pathways through the center here. And we also have over to the far right side, the far left hand side, these much larger kind of rows of minerals as well. So honestly, this map we haven't really seen a lot of longer games on this map. I feel that I've really utilized these pathways and manning them out, etc. So that's something that I really hope we get to see a bit more of going into this now. Fighter core coming in up on the top in the main base. Probe coming down, and he just wants to throw down a pylon right there. So pylon gets called into play. And again, the cyber core just about to finish up in the next few moments. Factory coming in as well. And we've seen a second gas being dropped down. So early game, very regular is what I'm trying to say. Nothing too crazy. I actually don't think we've seen a game on this map go across or past 2 bases yet. The third base is... I just don't know what we've seen for a third base. I mean, imagine a third base, fourth base here, then maybe you take down those minerals. I guess you could expand down here as well, but this little curve feels very awkward. I guess you kind of just come down here, really. Units shouldn't really be here. I mean, taking the base in front can be nice as well to stop Terran players sieging and then, you know, elevatoring up into the main base and becoming a problem with like that. Because that definitely can be a problem as well. As I do see this Reaper of Cure heading out towards the upper left-hand side of the map. So, Reaper of Cure heading towards the upper left at the moment. And we continue to move along, and again, arriving in a couple of moments to see what's going on. It jumps in towards the main. I mean, the dev's already there to grid it, so the Reaper taking quite a lot of damage and pushed down to the low ground. Oracle chrono boosted at the moment. And we're just going to be seeing again a couple of gateways being placed in the main base. Then the Adept just going to be patrolling at the front, reaping a couple of Hellions. Going to be pushing forwards too. Adept going to deal quite a bit of damage here as we see the probe going down, and the Oracle will fly forwards as well and will be able to pick off the Hellion. The Reaper, there we go, Reaper gets killed too. So Reaper and a Hellion picked off. Good defense by the Oracle. What's coming in behind this? Viking being made, no Widow Mines or anything, in towards like a medevac drop, which is sometimes what you see after the first couple of Hellions come out. So nothing along those lines. As you see this Hellion continuing back towards the upper side, just maybe wants to sit here and watch for third base coming down. There's not much else this Hellion can really do. Running into the Adept is not going to help anybody. Okay, now it does in the end back away through the top side of things here, so Hellion backing away through the top, and we do see the Oracle from Zest gonna go and chase that down still. I think it's nice just to get rid of it, right? Because it is a unit on the map that can pick up information for free at this stage, essentially. Because otherwise this Hellion's dead weight. You're not going to use it in the army or anything. Just nice to get rid of that, but it has been able to slip away. That Oracle thought it was still up in the corner, but it actually kept on running. And it's actually looped all the way around to the left, so just trying to check, is there a fast third base up here? Because the Adept will be able to kill this Hellion now, so killing the Hellion, good little something. Thanks so much, by the way, Lockheed175, gifting out a sub to Clash StarCraft 2. I'm actually going to be casting the Clash Community Series later today on the Clash channel. You should come and check it out. A few Adepts just warping in at the front, then Quiet Council and the Forge will drop down on the natural expansion as we see these Adepts continuing to shade on through the center of the map here. So, Adepts continue to shade through the middle. And just continue to head down to the bottom right-hand side. And again, bunker set up at the front, a couple of Marines jumping into it, the Marauder in there as well. And you're going to be seeing those Adepts, Oracles, just ready to push through into the natural in the next few moments. Adepts jumping in on this, and again, just a few of these Marines going down. You can see the Viking there taking some damage, and the Oracle's just going to turn around as well. Adepts continue to fight, so a few more SCVs going down too. His attacks turned into really quite something from Zest, who shades up to the high ground. The Oracles are running away from the Vikings. There is a Widow Mine or two mixed in, although now the Widow Mine is actually repositioning. He will not kill that off in time. Widow Mine will go off on the Adepts though, which means the Oracles can come back in a bit more safely. We'll target one Widow Mine in the main, and now two. Vikings still getting shots off though, and two Oracles fall. All of the Adepts are dead. And this attack from Zest has left us with a mixture of emotions, I feel, more than anything else. This is really funky. Twilight Council going into the blink, and now Zest adding on a ton of extra gateways. It's still up by 11 workers. It's just, again, the army supply that's worrying, right? But we saw him survive with low army supply last time. Worked out okay for him. As we see here coming through the bottom side of the map. So as medevac's coming across towards the upper left. Again, Oracle's here ready to drop down a Revelation maybe, see what they can do. Keep track of this army as it moves around. Medevac's not going to find a way across the map. We see the Nexus dropping in from Zest, so he's going to build that Nexus up here as well. And again, those couple Medevacs going to unload right over to the right-hand side now. Revelation drops down, the Bio getting caught in this. And we are going to see the Warp Prism just hanging out on the far right side of the map here now. So Medevac hangs out in the far right. And a couple Oracles of Zest coming through the top. Stalkers and Sentries gathering together. Plus one attack coming up on the Forge as well. Still like what the Oracles are doing, giving Zest the information he needs. I'd like to see those Stalkers maybe coming forwards already. They have Blink, so they really could come forwards and maybe pick off a unit or two as this army comes forward, just blinking back if they fall into too much trouble. That's generally one of the ways you want to approach things here. Fire comes all the way down the center of the Oracle. So not want to fly right over that army. That would be bad. Just going to see the Viking continue to push the Oracles away over to the left-hand side, and we are going to see the scout on top of the Stalkers. As they push forwards as well, so he's going to drop down Guardian Shield and a couple of Force Fields. Lord of the Marine gets taken down as well. Another Force Field dropping. Marine still pressed back. That's done a good job of evening out the army supply a little bit. The Revelations allow him to pick off the Widow Mines without them going off at all. So those Widow Mines pretty much become some dead weight in the army. You see the Oracle still pressing forwards. Stalker's doing a pretty good job of trading here though. I mean, Marauders will keep on going down. The Marauders keep on dropping. And the Stalkers again blinking back quite nicely, and Zest is just so good with this blink micro. He continues to find these fights that he can just win in. Loses one Stalker there still to that Widowmine. Now this becomes a little bit of an interesting spot, the kind of center of the map, which is very choked up. And it looks like Zest doesn't want to push through there just yet. So you will hold off from that just for a moment or two. So Zest just holds up from that for a moment here. Stalker's blink back again. Stalker's now trying to loop around the right-hand side. A few Zealots coming forwards as well. He blinks over those minerals in the center. Prism in the main base starts to get some Zealots going, and orbs in a lot more to make sure there's a big pullback with the army. The larger the pullback, the more that he's going to be able to get done as these Stalkers and Zealots come in towards the third base. So far, only 6 workers down. The Widowmine's dropping in the main base. The Zealots are just picking off so many Marines and Marauders. He actually blinks into the main with the Stalkers as well. He's still got Zealots on the low ground too. He's picked up a couple of medevacs so far with these Stalkers. Looks like it's time to probably blink away. The Zealots on the low ground with an Immortal as well. I mean, Zest is just looking so good at the moment as we see a bunch more Zealots warping in. So 8 Zealots warping in here. Just going to see the Stalker still pressing forwards. The Marauder gets picked off. Marine taking some damage too. And Zest still feeling like he's in control of this as Cure can't quite do much. Zealots keep on charging into this. Stalker's pressing forwards as well. The Immortal coming through. It's just this choke point, this barracks positioning is actually very good to stop this attack from continuing. Medevac gets shot down. Still just going to be seeing the army spread around this top side here at the moment. This army just spread around the top. Stalker's still just doing what they can, and Medevac takes a little bit more damage. The Zealots are set to jump on this army as well any moment now. Zest decides to back away. I don't mind Zest's decision to back away. He's got 3 bases. He's looking good back at home. He's getting stormed, right? So he doesn't want to throw away a game just because he's overly aggressive when he's getting into such a great spot anyways. Tell you what, now these Immortals are getting to connect on the Marauders, so you see how much damage they're able to do. Here doesn't even keep on fighting it. He just types out GG right here. He says, I can't fight this. I can't